The water didn't feel like water anymore. It felt like hands pulling me down. My foot cramped. My lungs screamed. I kicked and kicked, but the surface kept sliding further away like a dream you can't hold on to. I remember trying to pray, but only one word came out. God. That was it. One word. And then everything went silent. Not quiet. Silent. Like the entire universe pressed pause. My body stopped fighting. The pain left, and something else took its place. Something warm. Something that knew me. I was 10 feet underwater in a lake behind my house. But somehow I was also standing in a place where light breathed and colors had voices. And the thing that scares me most? I didn't want to come back. It was a Saturday. The kind of day where nothing is supposed to happen. Mom was in the kitchen. Dad was fixing something on the porch. My cousin dared me to race him across the lake. I said yes, because I always say yes. The first 2 dives felt fine. Cool water, blue sky, normal. But the third time I went under, something changed. My right foot locked up like a fist. I tried to push toward the surface, but my body wouldn't listen. The water above me looked like shattered glass. I could see the sun through it, but I couldn't reach it. My cousin's voice came from somewhere far away. "Jeremy!" But it sounded like an echo from another world. Then the strangest thing happened. The panic stopped. Not because I was brave, because something else arrived. A warmth wrapped around me like arms I couldn't see. The water stopped pulling. The silence deepened. And in that silence I heard something breathing. Not me. Something bigger. Something ancient. And then I wasn't in the water anymore. I blinked, and the lake was gone. The sky was gone. Everything I knew was gone. But I wasn't scared. That's the part I still can't explain. I should have been terrified. Instead, I felt like I just came home after being lost my whole life. The first thing I noticed was the light. It wasn't like sunlight or a lamp or anything I'd seen before. It moved. It breathed. It hummed like a song playing so deep inside your chest that your bones vibrate. I tried to touch it, but my hand passed right through. The light didn't bounce off things. It came from inside them. Then the colors arrived. Not regular colors. These ones carried feelings. A soft blue floated past me, and I felt peace so deep my eyes watered. A golden wave rolled through the air, and I understood love without anyone saying the word. A clear shimmer passed over my skin, and suddenly I just knew things. Things I never learned. Things no book could teach. I looked down. There was no ground, just more light. But I wasn't falling. I was being carried. Slowly. Gently. Like someone cradling a sleeping child. That's when I heard my mom. Far below. Faint like a radio losing signal. "Stay with me, baby. Please stay with me." Something inside me broke hearing that. I wanted to scream, "I'm here, Mom." But a whisper rose from the light around me. Soft, but certain. "She will understand soon." And then I saw him, walking toward me through the glow. Each step he took made the light pulse brighter. He wasn't rushing. He didn't need to. Because somehow I knew he'd been waiting for me longer than I'd been alive. He stopped a few feet away from me. See, close enough that I could feel warmth pouring off him like heat from a summer road. But it wasn't hot. It was comfort. Like being wrapped in every safe feeling I ever had all at once. I couldn't see his face clearly at first. Not because it was hidden. Because it was too much. Like trying to stare at the sun, but the sun loves you. His eyes held galaxies. His smile didn't end. It just became more light. I whispered the only word that made sense. "Jesus." He nodded slowly. "And you are Jeremy. The boy who prays before sleep, even when he's too tired to finish." My throat tightened. He knew me. not like a stranger who read my file, like someone who watched me grow up from the inside. I asked the question burning in my chest. Am I dead? He tilted his head gently. You are between breaths, little one. Paused, but not ended, and I wanted to ask 1,000 things. Why me? What is this place? Can I stay? But before I spoke, he raised his hand and the light around us shifted. It swirled into shapes, continents, oceans, the whole planet spinning slowly like a blue marble in his palm. His voice dropped lower, almost sad. There is something you must see, about what is coming. I felt my heart beat for the first time since the lake. Even here, even in this place beyond bodies, my heart remembered fear. He looked at me with eyes that held more love than I ever knew existed. And then he pointed toward Earth, toward a nation wrapped in light and shadow at the same time. And what I saw made my heart stop for the second time that day. Jesus looked at me. His eyes carried something heavy. Not sadness, exactly. More like the weight of watching a child learn a hard truth. And he said the 5 words slowly. I do not choose sides. I blinked. That's it? He smiled softly. That is everything. The globe still floated before us. America still flickered with its war of gold and shadow. But now I understood something different. This wasn't about one man winning. It wasn't about one side being right. It was about something deeper. Jesus continued, I choose souls, Jeremy. Not flags, not parties, not crowns. Souls. He waved his hand, and suddenly I saw threads. Golden threads. Millions of them. Stretching across the earth. Connecting people I'd never imagined could be connected. A grandmother in Texas praying for peace. A teenager in Japan forgiving his father. A nurse in Brazil holding a stranger's hand in the dark. Every thread pulsed with the same light. This, he said, is my revolution. No swords, no armies, or just hearts remembering what they forgot. I watched the threads multiply. Every act of kindness made them brighter. Every prayer made them stronger. And they all wove together into something that looked like a net, holding the whole world from falling apart. What about 2026? I asked. What happens? He turned back to me. Hearts will divide before they unite. Truth will rise, but so will noise. Many will be shaken, but shaking reveals what still stands. He placed his hand over my chest. The warmth spread through me like honey in sunlight. Pray for your leaders, he whispered. Do not curse them. Love reshapes what anger never could. Then his expression shifted. Softer now, almost tender. And before I could ask another question, he said it was time for me to go back. But not before he leaned close and whispered one final thing against my ear. I won't tell you what he whispered. Not yet. Some things need to sit inside you before they're ready to come out. But I will tell you this. When those words entered my ear, they didn't stay there. They traveled down into my chest and planted themselves like seeds in soil I didn't know I had. Then the light began to pull away. Not fast, slow. Like someone dimming a lamp one turn at a time. The garden folded inward. The colors melted. The golden threads faded into mist. I reached for Jesus, but my hand passed through air that was already forgetting how to shimmer. Wait, I said. I'm not ready. His voice came from everywhere and nowhere at once. You were born ready, Jeremy. Now go live what you saw. Then cold, sharp and sudden. Water in my lungs, hands on my chest. Voices shouting my name from the other side of the sky. I gasped so hard my whole body lifted off the ground. My cousin was crying. Paramedics surrounded me. And my mom. My mom held my face like she was trying to memorize it in case I disappeared again. "You came back," she kept saying. "You came back, you came back, you came back." But I didn't feel like I came back. I felt like I got sent. There's a difference. One means accident, the other means assignment. That night, I lay in a hospital bed staring at ceiling tiles that buzzed under fluorescent light. Everything looked the same as before, but nothing felt the same. The doctors said I was lucky. 3 minutes without oxygen. No brain damage. A miracle, they called it. But I knew better. Miracles don't come with instructions. And what happened to me came with a mission I was only beginning to understand. That was 3 weeks ago. I haven't told anyone the full story until now. Not even my mom knows everything. But here's the thing that keeps me awake at night. 2 days ago, something happened. Something I wasn't expecting. I was sitting in class, staring out the window, when the shimmer came back. Just for a second. That same golden glow from the place between breaths. And in the shimmer, I saw a date, clear as words on a page. I'm not ready to say it out loud, not yet. But I think he's not done showing me things. I think 2026 is closer than any of us realize. And what's coming after? That's the part that still makes my hands shake. That was 3 weeks ago. I haven't told anyone the full story until now. Not even my mom knows everything. But here's the thing that keeps me awake at night. 2 days ago, something happened. Something I wasn't expecting. I was sitting in class staring out the window when the shimmer came back. Just for a second. That same golden glow from the place between breaths. And in the shimmer, I saw a date. Clear as words on a page. I'm not ready to say it out loud. Not yet. But I think he's not done showing me things. The first week after the hospital felt normal. Too normal. Like the world was pretending nothing happened. I went back to school, ate dinner with my family, did homework. But inside I was screaming because no one else seemed to notice the light. It's still here, everywhere. Thin but real. Like a layer of gold dust over everything that exists. I see it on my mom's face when she prays. I see it over my teacher's hands when she helps a struggling student. I even saw it once hovering over a homeless man outside the grocery store. Most people walked past him, but the light around him burned brighter than anyone else's. I asked Jesus about that when I was with him. Why do some people glow more than others? He smiled. Because they've learned the secret already. What secret? That suffering makes better light than comfort ever could. I didn't understand it then. I think I'm starting to now. Last Sunday, I went to church for the first time since the lake. Everyone stared at me. The miracle boy, the kid who came back. Pastor Richard even asked me to stand up during service. I wanted to crawl under the pew. After the service, 3 people came up to me. An old woman with shaking hands, a man in a military uniform, a girl about my age with scars on her wrists. They all asked the same question. Did you see anything? About me? About what's coming? I didn't know what to say, so I just told them the truth. He said to tell people that love still works, even when nothing else does. The old woman cried. The soldier nodded slowly like he'd been waiting his whole life to hear that. And the girl with the scars hugged me so hard I felt her heart beating against mine. That's when I realized something. This isn't just my story. It's everyone's. Jesus didn't show me the future so I could hoard it. He showed me so I could remind people they're not abandoned. But the visions didn't stop. Wednesday night, I woke up at 3:17 a.m. My room was glowing. Not from my nightlight, from the air itself. I sat up slowly. My breath came out in clouds even though it wasn't cold. Then I heard it. The hum. The same one from the garden. Low. Warm. Alive. I whispered into the dark, "Are you here?" The hum grew louder, and then words formed. Not out loud. Inside my chest where the seed of his final whisper still grows. Watch February. Watch the hearts. Watch what breaks before it heals. I grabbed my phone and typed it into my notes before I could forget. When I looked up, the glow was gone, but my hands were still shaking. February of 2026. That's what he meant. I'm sure of it now. I've started keeping a journal. Everything I see, everything I feel. The small moments where the shimmer breaks through. Yesterday, I saw a man forgive his brother in a parking lot, and they hugged, and the air around them exploded with gold threads exactly like the ones Jesus showed me. No one else saw it. But I did. My mom found the journal last night. She didn't read it, just held it in her hands and looked at me with this expression I've never seen before. Pride mixed with fear, mixed with something close to awe. She said quietly, "You really did see him, didn't you?" I nodded. She sat on the edge of my bed. "What do we do now?" "I don't know, Mom. I think we just wait and watch and try to be part of the light instead of the noise." She kissed my forehead and left the room without another word. Here's what I know for sure. 2026 is going to shake people. Not destroy them. Shake them. The way you shake a tree to see what fruit is actually ripe. Trump is part of it. But he's not the center. No man is. When the center is what every single person chooses to do when the shaking starts, do they reach for fear, or do they reach for each other? Jesus said, the nation won't heal because of one leader. It will heal because of a million small choices made by people no one's watching. I'm just a kid who drowned in a lake and got sent back with a message I barely understand. But I know this much is true. Something is coming. It's not the end. It's the turning. And when it starts, I think a lot of people are going to remember what they spent years trying to forget. That we were never meant to do this alone. I still haven't told anyone what Jesus whispered in my ear before I left. Part of me wonders if I ever will. But lately, I've been thinking, maybe that's not the point. Maybe the whisper was just for me. A reminder that even when the whole world is watching, some things are still sacred, still secret, still safe between a boy and the God who pulled him out of the water just to send him back in. But I'll tell you this, what he whispered wasn't a warning. It was a promise. And if I'm right about what I saw in my room Wednesday night, that promise is about to start keeping itself. The only question left is whether we'll be ready when it does.